Hello and good morning. I am back again for another Sunday morning live stream, just a little chatty hangout time, little ask me anything, little let's see where the conversation goes. If you're here in real time, hello. I am glad you're here and I hope your day either has gone well. If you're like someone said last time they're in Indonesia, and I think it was 11 p.m. So hopefully your day went well. And if it's just starting like mine, it's 9 a.m. here. I hope your day will go well. And of course, if you're watching this on the recorded stream or whatever that's called, recording, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here a little late, but that's okay. We've got a couple people in the chat already, which is so fun. We've got Jean says bonjour. Merci, bonjour. Comment vas-tu? Willie, first he says, how's it going? It's going well. Hopefully you can't hear my husband chatting. He's slow to get off his chat with a friend in the background. It's going well. I'm a little bit of a sore throat this morning. I am a little bit of a sore throat. I have a little bit of a sore throat. The cold I've kind of been complaining about the past 3 weeks is just like slowly creeping up on me, which is a little annoying. But hopefully it's going to pass. Anne, hello. You're here all the time. Good to see you. And we have Mr. Creative was already up on the questions before the stream even started, so we will talk about that later today. And there's one more, but oh, there we go. It popped up. We also have Ayub. Hi again. Jesus Christ. I need to stop doing that. That's going to be annoying really fast. We also got Ibrahim. Hi from Morocco. I love your videos. Wow. This is not going to be a fun stream. Holy cow. I was super lazy getting out of bed today. And I had the best of intentions to go downstairs and make myself a cup of tea. I was going to have some lemon and honey and like soothe my little voice box. And of course it didn't. I just rolled out and I'm here. So I asked my husband to go get me a cup of tea. And we're going to see if that happens or not. I don't have high hopes. Jean says, absolutely love the shirt. Thank you. Me too. Big Taylor Swift fan over here. I've got a bunch of her merch, and these giant sweatshirts are secretly maternity clothes. So it's nice that they still fit. Robert is from India. Hello, good morning. Thanks for being here. I don't know if I put this up already, but Arslan says, hey, get well soon. Thank you. It's like annoying that I'm even complaining about it because it just sounds bad. It doesn't really feel that bad, but anytime you have like, this is such a meme. Anytime you go from totally being fine to having a little bit of sickness, you're like, oh, I forgot how good it feels to just like be healthy. And that's kind of where I'm at. And Ayub, I think I put that up there already, said hello. So we've got a couple people in the chat this morning, which is fun. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. This is like week number 5 or 6 now of Sunday mornings, a little Sunday morning chit chat going on. Oh, John, not to start a debate, but the old Taylor Swift albums are still the best. Okay, here we go. I'm going to rank them. This is not the content you asked for, but this is the content you're getting. I think my absolute favorite album is Red, followed by Speak Now, followed by Folklore, followed by Evermore, followed by 1989, followed by Fearless, followed by the original Taylor Swift. Is that all of them? I think I got all of them. But that's it. Definitely Red is the best album. I love Red. I can't wait for it to come out in Taylor's version this month. So does that mean we're on the same side? I don't know how old you consider old for T Swift. Red. Willie says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, Taylor's version of Red, I'm so excited to come out later this month. That's going to be so exciting. I just love so many of those songs. All right, Munir. I guess you're diving in with the questions and we can do that. He says, hi, Carrie. All my gigs are, sorry, my brain is still turning on this morning. All my gigs are deranked. What should I do? I'm a level 2 seller. Okay. This question pops up every single week and people are like, oh no, all of a sudden my gigs are disappearing. And I basically say the same thing every time. So we're just gonna dive back into my same little song and dance. So essentially, if it's not working, you need to fix it. Like, that's what I'll say every single time. If you just sit and have like a big crash, nothing's good is happening, and you just want it to like magically get better, it might magically get better, but the chances of that are not good. So take this as an opportunity to optimize what you're doing. Make sure that it is like working the best for your clients, and that if something has happened that you got deranked, it probably came from a bad client experience. It probably came from bad feedback internally. And you need to be aware of that and fixing it. So here's a video that I'm going to recommend you watch. That's going to be annoying if I keep having to clear my throat. So this one right here, bad review. If you got a bad review on Fiverr, do this. The video is about like an external visible bad review, the ones that like dagger through the heart, make you want to cry. But chances are, like I said, if you seriously got deranked, like actually you're plummeting, things are not working all of a sudden, but they were, I've heard that the biggest, most like clear-cut reason is probably some kind of bad internal feedback, a string of bad internal feedback, that your gigs and your services are just not performing as well as they should be in terms of client success. So start there, follow those instructions, and see how you can improve your gig, again, with clients first. The other things that you can do is to try switching up your metadata, try switching up your keywords, which is another related question that we got from someone else. Where did that question go? We got Hamid asking how to find SEO keyword, and Mr. Creative also was way up there in the chat asking about that. So I go through this also. I'll show you this one too. In all of these bad boys right here, these super in-depth videos, this ultimate Fiverr tutorial one, 38 minutes long, you guys. I put a lot of time and energy into this because I wanted it to be actually helpful and like specific, because I hate just watching videos that talk about nothing. And so super, super in-depth, step-by-step approach. We go from, am I getting impressions? No, here's what to fix. Okay, am I getting impressions, but I'm not getting clicks? Okay, no, how to fix that? If I'm getting clicks, but I'm not getting messages, I'm not getting people to connect with me. No, where's the problem in there? And then, of course, if you're getting messages, but you're not getting orders, then there's some kind of problem with your client conversion, or maybe even like the competitiveness of your offer there. So one of the big things to get impressions at the start of the line, the first problem, the first hurdle you have to solve is with those SEO keywords. Actually, I want to keep this up. So one of the best ways you can do that is to first use brainstorming what other people are doing. So you're going to look through Fiverr and you're going to write down all of the keywords that you see other people using. So for example, I don't know, what's a random service you could sell? Maybe you're a health coach. So you see people saying health coach, you see people saying health coaching. You got wellness coach, wellness coaching, nutrition coach, nutrition coaching. What about nutrition counseling, right? Is that a keyword that other people are using that's showing up well? Blah, blah, blah. All through there. And I'm not going to go through that list. This tool is called searchvolume.io, and it's something that I keep mentioning over and over because I think it's so helpful and it's so simple. So once you've got your brainstormed list in here, and you can put a billion terms in here, it's just going to rank them in order of search. So you can see that health coach is like more than or almost twice as much as a wellness coach keyword term. And again, this isn't Fiverr specific. This isn't, and this is also for the US search data, but it just helps give you a better sense of what terms people are using to realistically and most popularly kind of define the service. And so if you were planning on using, nutrition counseling as your keyword, maybe using health coach would be a better choice. But you also have to consider then that because that's the most popular keyword, it's also probably the most saturated. It's probably the one that everyone's using. So like if you're not getting impressions, maybe it's worth using a smaller niche keyword, something more down the list in the middle, because that has fewer people showing up in search and competing with you against that. But just, getting a better sense of how many people are searching for it, and then balancing that against how many people are using the keyword. Also dumb stuff like making sure your keywords are spelled correctly. I see this all the time. And also just matching the category that people are using. So let's say, for example, you use the keyword health. Oh, this is a bad example. I'll show one that actually works. So I've seen this several times with people I've consulted with. So they write articles, for example. And so their keyword that they're trying to put in here is WordPress blogs. They think, I write blogs that get posted on WordPress. So if I say WordPress blogs, then that makes a lot of sense. But if you search for WordPress blogs, what actually shows up is website design. It's actually building a blog on WordPress. So you can see that what people would be searching for and receiving is not blog writing. That's not an accurate category for you, or sorry, keyword for you. And so just double checking that the keywords you think you're going to use actually go from what the client is searching for, what they expect to get, and then what the platform is actually going to deliver. Like, again, client focused. What are real people searching for? What do real people need? And in this particular case, the seller who was selling article writing and said, my keywords aren't working, that's because the keyword that they put in isn't actually for their service category. So that's a good way to check. And number 3, my secret tip of all time. It's not really secret, but whatever. So let's say, back to the health coach example, being in a private browser on Fiverr, make sure that you like clear your cookies and cache and all that first. It'll show you what autofill suggestions come up for just normal people. Like, obviously, if you're not in a private browser, you haven't cleared your cache, like your clients will have some data that Fiverr might be tweaking a little bit to say, oh, you usually are looking for e-commerce stuff in terms of health and wellness. So we're going to like push those services, right? Like they have a lot of data and nuance and the algorithms to be able to do that. But just for a general sense, again, awareness of kind of what's trending, what the platform is suggesting, and what people are searching for in most popular search terms is to use a private browser. So if I just put in a partial search for health, we've got health and fitness, health and wellness, health articles, health and fitness articles. So you can see that in terms of the health space, the writing side of things is supposedly more popular than the coaching side of things, because coaching isn't one of the first things that pops up. Mental health, also a niche smaller within health and wellness that is getting some attention. We can go the other way and go like coach, and we can see that still like life coach, which makes sense, would be the most popular, the most generic, is the one that pops up. We're not seeing health coach. We're not seeing wellness coach pop up in here. Coaching, if we're a little more specific, Overwatch coach. Isn't Overwatch a video game? Apex Legends coach, League of Legends. It's funny. So apparently if you want to enter video game coaching, that's trending a little bit here. So yeah, for example, just looking at partial search terms, related search terms, see what pops up, see what Fiverr is promoting, see how people are searching for it, and then see again what's trending. And if you can get in on the trending side of things, then maybe you can get a little bit more traction. Let's go back to our to our Taylor Swift debate. My list sounds decent. Okay, thank you. Red is amazing for sure, but Fearless can't be beat. I think I like Speak Now better than Fearless, and maybe it's because of the Speak Now World Tour album. I think that like brought the album to life for me. But Fearless is not like my top. We have a guest, you guys. Come on in.
I'm too tall.
You're too tall. I don't have any coasters. Thank you. This is actually going to be a crumbly mess, so I cannot eat this on camera.
Well, that's what you asked for, so.
I know. Hello all. This is my husband.
I'm reading the chat right now.
Okay. We just talked about keywords. We don't have as many comments today, which is fine. We can be chill. Hamed says I'm a beginner and they have no clicks. Yeah, if you have no clicks, then you're not engaging with people. Either your price is not competitive, your title isn't interesting, your image doesn't catch their attention. no one wants what you're selling. That's also possible. Maybe there's a big error in what you're doing.
I'm going to put that somewhere for you. You can eat it.
I'm going to try to eat it. It's going to be a mistake.
Yuli will help you.
Yeah.
Have they met Yuli?
I don't think they've met Yuli. You want to meet my dog?
Come here.
This is such a mess of a stream. This is my dog, Yuli. You've seen him on our day in the life videos. He's usually popping into that. But thank you.
I'm gonna put the tea somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll put it on this chair. How nice of him. Did that answer your question, Hamid? Kind of. I mean, it's like I always say, I can't just like, if you say I have no orders, I have no clicks, there's literally a million things that you could be doing wrong. Thank you. I can't make generalities. It literally could be something as dumb as is this ASMR? It's such a stupid idea to eat a croissant right now. All right, that's not going to happen. I appreciate it. It's a bad idea. It could be something as stupid as you're saying you're a writer, right? And maybe the title of your gig is spelled wrong. You're never going to get orders. You're never going to get clicks unless you're so cheap and the people who are ordering from you don't know that it's spelled wrong. Like I've seen several gigs that seem to have like a lot of reviews or like it's, kind of working for them. Okay. And it's like, I read their writing. Can you hear my dog sniffing the ground so hard to get all these crumbs? And it's like the people who are ordering and then they leave the reviews and like their reviews are not in native English, which nothing against that. They're hiring someone to do the job for them because that's not their skill. But they don't know that it's bad or they don't know that the quality is not reliable. And sometimes that's frustrating. It's like, how do you translate that or know for sure that you're going to get the right thing if that's also not a skill that you have? Like, how do you vet the service if you are not an expert in that service? My comment going through is so out of order right now. We have SH Neon says, hello, thanks for joining the chat. John, we're back to Taylor Swift. Here we go. I can't stop answering your unrelated comments, by the way. I can't. What is my favorite all-time Taylor Swift song? It's hard because there's so many. I forget. I think that right now, my favorite song is Mirror Ball from Folklore, but also All Too Well from Red, and also Dear John. I think that's from Speak Now, right? Yeah, I think those are like the top three that stand out in my head. Kimar says, this is the first time I've tuned into your live streams, but if nothing else, your dog proves it's 10 out of 10 worth being here. Nice. And he's just, like I said, chilling under my chair, trying to catch the crumbs from my 2 seconds of trying to eat this croissant. That's not going to work. July 5th. Oh, I didn't even know you were on the West Coast too. For some reason, I thought you were in the UK, but maybe that's just because I kind of have a group of commenters who are all in the UK and you're usually in that pie with them. I don't know. Anne says, I'll have a coffee. Okay, I'll let him know he wants some coffee. It's like, he was so nice for doing that, but now my tea is way too hot to drink and my croissant is not edible while I'm doing a live stream. And like I said, it was exactly what I asked for. Look at this cute little mug he got me for my birthday. Except it's like backwards. You'd have to be a left-hander to want to like to show off your coffee design, which I don't know. Aren't most people right-handed? Why would they expect that? Or maybe you hold your coffee in your left hand so you can do stuff with your right hand. And I've just been doing it backwards all my life. Okay, this is a mess. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. Beloki says, I'm new in Fiverr. Can you view my profile? Not during one of these, but yes, I can. If you want to do one-on-one advising with me, I offer that as a service. I'll show you right here. Let's see, fiverr.com/Carrieblogger. I'm actually out of office right now, you guys. And this is a good thing. I'll talk about this. Anyway, business consulting right here. I do offer one-on-one strategy advice consulting with you. I offer either just a written package. You'll get at least, it's usually like 5, honestly, but at least 2 pages of written feedback, personal suggestions. I'm like, tick, tick, tick. These are the specific things you're doing wrong. These are specific ideas I have for you. Because again, if you say, I don't have any orders, I can do my best to give some general advice, but I just can't tell you specifically something that's going to work in a general video without knowing the details of what you're doing. And then if you want to do the standard package, I don't know why I'm hard selling myself right now, but I am. That includes the action plan, everything, line by line, specific advice for you, and then a 45-minute consult with me. We'll talk through everything. You can ask me any questions. I will explain everything and give you the tools, the personal tools to make that work. I want to drink this, but it's so hot. And then, of course, if you want kind of a follow-up, so we got the one session to like talk through everything. I'll make all the suggestions. And then if you want to put those suggestions into practice and then kind of check in with me about a week or 2 later to kind of follow up, get more advice, get more personal suggestions, then we can do that as well. But because that is a paid service that I offer and I know the value of what I deliver there, I've heard very, very good feedback from my clients who are extremely happy with the service that I offer there. Yeah, I don't offer that for free through these Sunday morning chats. Oh, I was going to talk about this. Okay, so really quick, and then I will get to those questions. And I'm just going to set this down. What a waste of a cup of tea. Fiverr. So looking ahead to balance your schedule, this is a really common question that people ask because it's like, how do you go on vacation? How do you know that I have a wedding coming up next week and I want to take a couple of days off, or I know that I'm going to be really busy next week. I have something going on in my personal life and I'm not going to have enough time. How do I carve out that time ahead of time without like knowing for sure how many orders are going to come in? Because I could, have this plan of what I want to do this upcoming week starting tomorrow, and I could just chance it. I could hope that it's going to be a slow week. And honestly, usually it is. Like usually karma works out for me, or, the universe. But, oh, there he is in the background. You can't see him. He's over there. He likes to lay under my desk. Usually it does. But if you want to be proactive about it, then you just have to know your schedule at least like a week in advance. So for me, I'm currently out of the office, which means that I'm currently finishing up the orders in my queue. I have a 7-day delivery for all of my orders. And I know, although this bit of a cold is kind of interfering with my plans, that this week I have carved out and I want to record my audiobook. So I want to only have that as my core focus. And so I don't want to also have orders popping in. And so 4 days ago, I looked at the amount of work I had in my queue and I thought, okay, I can finish all of that by Sunday. That way on Monday, my schedule will be clear, which means that I turned off my gigs 4 days ago. So I'm not getting new orders. So again, looking forward by a week, I'm making sure that by the time Monday rolls around, everything will be done. I will not be getting any more orders. And so I'm not going to wait until Monday to put myself out of office. I'm not going to wait until Monday to then stop accepting orders, because then I would have stuff in my queue to do. So again, it feels a little bit like everything you do forward facing is different than like your schedule, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, I've been telling people for 4 days that I'm out of the office, that I am unavailable for orders, which is true. But that's because the thing I'm going to do actually starts on Monday. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I just feel like it's a different way of like measuring your schedule and just being more proactive about what's coming up so that you can keep things really manageable. Would you say Fiverr is the place you have to stick to booking gigs at a lower price and accumulating those reviews before you can progress to a more sustainable income, says Maddie. It's one strategy. Yeah, I mean, if you keep your price competitive, you can have kind of a better chance of maybe converting some of those buyers that are kind of just like impulse buys, or don't really either have the budget or don't want to invest or don't trust also, if they think like, if this doesn't work out, it's only $10. Like that kind of mentality, you would have a better chance of converting them, obviously. But reviews are only one piece of your credibility. And I'll always say this, that you just need, to set your prices according to what it's worth. You need to judge the value. And if you don't know that value, then you need to do that homework to judge the quality, the value, and also thinking about, like, especially if you're working with businesses, if businesses are investing in you, then that investment is going to make more sense at a higher price point if they're going to get something out of it. If it's actually, oh, you need a bath there? Nope. Just kidding. He's staying. It's their return on investment, their ROI. So like someone who's going to invest $400 for a homepage landing site with me, that's a lot. That's a lot. $400 for like a homepage of your website. They're doing that because they are convinced, and rightfully so, that that $400 investment is going to at least, double, triple their sales. It's going to increase conversions. It's going to make their business more financially successful. Like, it's a investment in themselves. And so I am specifically targeting businesses because A, I really enjoy working with businesses. But B, also there's a little bit of that. I'm willing to invest and spend because I know I'm going to get something else greater out of it in the long run. And so if you're only working with personal clients, for example, it's a little bit harder to make that pitch at a higher price point because they're like, if you have a personal blog, or you personally want to, let's say, do health coaching, like what the example was a couple minutes ago, you're, going to get things out of it, but are you going to get monetary value out of it? Like, is it going to pay for itself? Probably not. Or maybe it would in a roundabout way, but it's harder to make that correlation for personal clients rather than professional. I don't think I actually wrapped up the point of the speech, which is you need to set your price to the credibility level that you are, and you need to then translate that. So reviews are just one little piece of the puzzle. It is very helpful. It adds a lot of assumed trustworthy credibility, but there's so many other ways to do that in terms of how you present yourself. If you create a killer video that looks really professional, it looks like you have invested your time and energy and effort into it. It shows who you are transparently. They know you, they relate to you. They think, wow, she has set her business up like a business. She's not taking this lightly. She's serious. That adds credibility. That adds trust. That makes them think when she goes to start my order, she's going to put in the same amount of energy and effort and professionalism that I see in those videos or photos. Same thing with a portfolio. If you can show samples of your work and prove, I've completed 11,000 orders with like 8,000 clients in 67% of countries around the world. I have an average 5-star review. Like, all of those metrics matter. And so if you can quantify your success, and even better, if you can say like, and this client, you don't have to say who their name is or whatever, but like naming them would add more credibility or trust. But like, I have helped clients increase their revenue by 30% with, this blog strategy that I'm writing for them or whatever. Like, quantifying your success is so powerful. And it's just yet another way you can go ahead and make that progress of explaining your credibility without just relying on slave labor review rate kind of slow strategy, which is what everyone else is doing. Oops. So that's not a good idea. John says, Dear John is great. Yes, it is. It's a good song. Speaking of music, do you tend to listen to music while you're writing blog posts and stuff? I do. I listen to music almost always when I write. Sometimes I'll turn it off and then I won't even realize for like half an hour that I had turned it off because I'm just like so in work mode. But I do listen to instrumental music when I write. I cannot hear any talking language, whatever. It'll totally mess me up. So like if someone else is talking like in another part of the room, I have to put in headphones because I just can't focus. Same thing. There's no lyrics in what I'm listening to. So I listen to a lot of like classical guitar, orchestral, symphony music. I love listening to movie soundtracks. Sometimes I get into like lo-fi and stuff, but it's often like a little too not fun. Glenn, he started on Fiverr as a presentation designer and hoping to see good results. Wish you the best of luck. Anthony, what's the best way to raise your profile ranking without resorting to swapping reviews? Don't ever swap reviews, you guys. That's such a bad idea because that's against terms of service. And you very likely will get caught. You also, even a bigger issue is that if you're fake creating those reviews, the quality that people expect is not based on the reality of your service. And you're not going to be creating an honest or authentic representation of what you do. And that can create problems with what people are expecting and what they receive. And you just need to follow this stuff. Where is that thing again? This right here, the ultimate Fiverr tutorial. Like I said, 38 minutes. I put in so much time and energy and effort into this. This is how, the right way, you actually deliver value for clients. You actually be thoughtful about what clients are searching for and what they need and how they're going to find you. And you will be successful. If you're doing it right, you will be successful. If you're half-assing it, if you're not doing it right, no, it's not going to work. A lot of people don't work. Yeah. John says, I can vouch for her succeed as a freelancer gig, 5 out of 5. Oh, yay. Thank you. Did you have a different name? Do I remember a John that I consulted with? I always go by your usernames. So people's like first names, even as I like log into the chat, and like your first name will pop up on the Zoom call and I'm like, oh, that is your first name, because it's just all usernames in my head. Yeah. Willie says, how can a new seller compete with the older sellers who already have more popularity? Again, there's so many ways to promote your credibility. That's something that we can talk about in this one-on-one advising. I can, discuss your previous history, suggest ways to showcase your portfolio, suggest ways to find your USP, your unique selling points to translate to clients. Because just reviews is not all that's going on. And if you think that just reviews is all that's going on and there's just no hope for you, like everyone starts at zero and you've just got to figure out how to get past that review gap. The other thing I'm going to say is that, this is a different example, but when I joined Fiverr Pro, which I have this video about, if you're curious about Fiverr Pro, let's see if I can find it easily. I think it's back here. It's been a while. Yeah. So Fiverr Pro Recon. It's called Is Fiverr Pro Worth It? Selling Basic versus Pro Gigs. Yeah, if you're interested, if you're already an existing seller, you're thinking about going to the Pro program, you're not sure like what's included with that or kind of how the process is to go from applying to successfully getting in and then, transferring your gig. So anyway, the point of everyone starts at zero. So I had been selling on the platform for, I started in 2013 and I think it was 2017 when I entered the Pro program, which was like right when Fiverr Pro started. I was one of the first people kind of onboarded into the program or approved or whatever. And in order to do that, I had gigs with, some had thousands, most had hundreds of reviews. And when I became a Fiverr Pro seller and I created those Fiverr Pro gigs, I could no longer use the regular ones. So I had to start over and I had to go back to 0 reviews on those gigs and slowly build them up, which was extremely scary. And yes, I know that I already had like some traction. A lot of traction on the platform. I know that I already had the top rated seller badge, and I know that my account itself kept the number of reviews. So if you looked at Carrieblogger, then it still said, at the time it was like 6,000 reviews or whatever. But still, I even had to create gigs with 0 reviews, competing against someone who's not pro, who had, the same hundreds or thousands that I used to have on my gigs. And still, by doing it the right way, by focusing on clients, by delivering credible value, by, showing that professionalism and the care and enthusiasm and like what makes you special, I was able to get all of those gigs to convert and take off and become the sustainable business that I already had and then wanted to, elevate from there. It's super possible, and reviews are not everything. Camboy says, I'm Emmanuel from Nigeria. It's so hard to get orders from here. Yeah, if that's from like cultural bias or geographic bias, that's really hard. And I'm sorry that you're like experiencing that. People get mad at me when I say this, but I'm going to keep saying it. I know that I have privilege as a white native English speaking American. I know that that's true, and I have no problem saying that, acknowledging that. People are always like, don't apologize for being white. Don't apologize for being American. I'm not apologizing. I can't change that. Just like you can't change that you are a Black person in Nigeria. I cannot change the fact that I'm a white woman in America. But it does lead to a different life experience. And it does shape, unfortunately, the way that people treat us or like, interact with us in the world. And so we just need to like acknowledge that and not be weird about it. So I'm sorry if that's what you're dealing with. I would focus on, I don't know if this is counterintuitive, but if you look at other people from Nigeria and people who are not doing well, so not the fact that they are Nigerian, but the fact that they are also from your country and they're also not doing well. They're not putting themselves out professionally. Maybe they have mistakes in their profile. Maybe what they're offering isn't relevant or trending or competitive, and see the mistakes that they're making so that they are your competitors, essentially. They're the people who are being like lumped into you if people make generalizations about sellers from Nigeria. And you're going to actively compete against them. You're going to actively differentiate yourself from them. So if you see that, for example, the majority of Nigerian sellers that you see, again, that aren't being successful, have really, really bad photos, or like they're not edited properly with the ratio aspect that Fiverr expects. Like that's a small mistake. It's a common mistake. And if people are used to seeing someone from Nigeria, a seller who doesn't like take the time to do a good job with their visual marketing, that's something you can do to then all of a sudden take yourself out of that generalization category and to do something different. Then it becomes a little bit of like, oh, they're not making the same mistakes as everybody else. Those generalizations and maybe stereotypes that I have then suddenly get a little bit fractured, and maybe I'm more willing to look and see what you're doing because you are not doing what I would expect. Again, even assuming that what I expect is not good or right or accurate or correct or whatever. Okay, Kimar says, actual question. I discovered you through your bullet journal video. That being said, do you have tips on using it to track client projects or keeping notes or due dates or client projects? Yeah, I'll show you my, oops, sorry, Julie. Oh, I got my glasses. Okay. So my bullet journal is how I do everything in my life. Let's, I don't know, go back a couple weeks or something. So this is what it looks like. It's probably all blown out color-wise, but that's okay. So every day, oh, and I make the whole year at once. It takes me hours and hours. I just like binge show while I do it. And it's all color-coded. So like every month has its own color, and I have my own like calendar every time. I have my earnings tracking over here, and then every day for the whole week is split into 3. So the top section is the orders that I have to do, and I have it set up by time. So like theoretically, this is up to 6 hours of time, which it's never as much as I allot for, but it's about 6 hours total. So if something, for example, like this, which you probably can't even see, is a 2-block thing, then I expect that might take me 2 hours. Again, it usually doesn't, but I want to like over plan if I really had 6 hours of work. And then if like this one takes up, there's no way you can see that. This one takes up like 4 hours because it was a giant project. So I know that when I'm time blocking there, that I'm not going to want to put a ton of other stuff because I have one really big project. Other small ones will take me less than an hour by itself. And then the middle is personal appointments or stuff I want to do or whatever, timed. And then the bottom section is like exercise plans and chores and stuff. So like I wanted to make my book trailer, I wanted to clean the bathroom, and I wanted to swim that day. So those are on there. When I schedule my orders, I always schedule them on the day I'm going to do them and not the day that they're due. I say this a lot in those time organization videos. So for example, like this $400 order that I had right here, I'm doing it on Tuesday the 19th. It was probably actually like, due to the client maybe on Thursday. I always do them, try a day and a half early is usually kind of my schedule for myself. And so I'm not going to put this order over here on Thursday because that's not actually when I'm doing it. And that way I'm always at least a day and a half ahead. I always have a clear plan of what's going forward. And I can also see like visually how full every day is. And so like on Saturday, I had a family thing going on. I didn't want to put more than just 2 hours of work right here. I could have, but instead I made this day a little bit fuller because I knew that on Friday I would rather get things done before and then have a little bit of kind of less going on the weekends. So yeah, that's how I do my bullet journal. It works really well for me. It takes so much time and effort to set the thing up because I, like I showed you, I make that whole journal for the whole year by myself, like with a ruler and markers and stuff. But it's actually perfect for me. And it took a lot of like tweaking over the years to get a system that perfectly works for me, but that's what it is. SH says they want to see my dog. Come here. Yuli's coming back in the chat. This is him. This is Yuli. His full name is Ulysses S. Grant, American president. I don't even remember if he was a great president or not. I did do like a 4th grade project on him. He was my president of choice. I don't know why. But it's really because we adopted him from the Humane Society. And his name was Scooby, which we thought was stupid. And so we were like, what's a name that kind of sounds like Scooby so he won't like, not know who he is. And we're like, Yuli. And my husband, there was a student at the high school named Ulysses who went by Yuli, and he thought it was a cute name. So we stole it. The other reason is, as I've mentioned before, our cat is named Joe Biden, and his full name is Vice President Joe Biden, the Democrat. Of course, now he is President Joe Biden, the Democrat. And so for whatever reason, it made sense to also have our dog named after a president. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But this is him. Can't wait. We talked about that. Can't get my first client. Should I make a portfolio for video editing? Yeah, everyone should have a portfolio. I mean, there has not been, I don't think, a single person consulting with me who I have said, ooh, I don't see a way that you can make a portfolio. Like even if, for an example, someone I was consulting with, yes, I'm stuck in your eye, buddy. Okay, I'll let you down. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean it. Sorry. Someone I was consulting with is in the customer service. Like they're doing cold calling. They're like, I have no idea how I'm going to do a portfolio for cold calling. It's like, how simple is it that someone would want to know what your voice sounds like on the phone before they hire you for cold calling? Like they need to know, do you talk with a thick accent? Do you sound friendly? Does someone want to talk to you on the phone? And just having a sample call can clear up all those misconceptions. Like absolutely everyone should have a portfolio. SH, if you want me to look at your portfolio, one-on-one advising, bit.ly/Carrieblogger consult, strategic advice, personalized for you. Let's do it. Oh yeah, I remember you, John. Thanks. How do you edit your Fiverr videos, i.e. the ones shown on your gigs? I will show you. Maybe I will. It's in here somewhere. I do have a video about it. Oh, this one right here. So this was the old one. I did two, like the second one's newer or better. So this gig video tips. And that was like the previous set of videos I had. And then coming up here, and if you just search Carrieblogger Fiverr video, whatever, this other one, Fiverr gig video and photo tutorial tips for clickable gigs or whatever. That's how I do it. I walk you through the process there. It takes a lot of work. It's a big investment of my time, and I overhaul all of my gigs at the exact same time so that everything matches and I have a nice professional persona, because I want that to match kind of the service that they're going to expect. Darsh says, great tips as always. Thank you. I'm happy to help. If you're finding value in this, I know that today is a little bit of a mess. It's a little more chit-chatty, but if you're finding value that you think you're going to put into work for your business and it's going to, again, give you that return on investment, consider maybe sending a super chat to support my channel. When I have my baby in January, we're going to see if YouTube stays at the top of the list. I hope it will. I enjoy doing it, but honestly, I don't know how being a new mom is going to take over my life, which it will. So this is a little plug here. You can help me prioritize YouTube if it is, working for me. If I'm getting super chats, if I'm getting lots of engagement, then it will be higher up on my priority list. That's a natural truth. Idrissa, says, hello, Carrie. I really love your raw and practical advice on freelancing. Thank you. Do you have any tips for learning copywriting? I am a native English speaker. So let's put this up again. Actually, we'll do this. I have a copywriting course if you're interested. It is at Fiverr Learn. It's not very long, but it talks about especially how to write for a brand, how to match the personality of the company that you're writing for, because I think that's so important. And I write everything like for the company. I don't ever do cookie cutter template-y stuff. And I think that that's such a terrible strategy, because it needs to be personalized for the products you're selling, for the company you're working with, for the value that needs to be delivered for that specific situation. And so in this course, a big component of it is kind of writing for the brand style, getting into the head of the consumer, predicting and answering those questions by being really like benefit focused on how to, make that connection. I explain it better in the course. And so check that out if you're interested. That's the top recommendation I can make. The other thing is okay, you're getting paused. I'm sorry, because that's annoying. The other thing is to read a lot of copy, see the good stuff, see the bad stuff, see what seems cliche, what seems repetitive, what doesn't add value, and then see the things that like catch your eye or make you engage with a brand or make you think, wow, this like gives me something worth reading that makes me, think about the product in a new way. That's the absolute best way, I feel like. And then practice, write a lot, create spec projects for yourself if you don't have clients yet, and then just practice. Aaron says, I love your content. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you like it. And again, if this is really valuable for you, consider leaving a super chat, but no pressure. Darsh likes my journal. I love my journal. And I don't always want to show it because I have, client usernames in there. I have personal appointments and stuff in there. So hopefully it wasn't so clear that you can screenshot everything, but I love my journal and I think it works so well for me. And it took a lot of time to get it exactly perfect. But now that I have my system, it is 1000% my perfect system. Hamza says, is it important to make 7 gigs on Fiverr to get orders? Let's pop up another video suggestion. This one is one that sticks in my head because I was a little drunk when I made it. Not drunk, but and that's part of the meme of the video. We'd gone out for happy hour and then I came home and was like, I'm going to make this gig and this video and it'll be funny. So it's how many should you have? How many drinks should you have? How many gigs should you have? And essentially 5 to 7 is kind of the sweet spot, I think, in order to make a cohesive set of gigs that, works for showing off the breadth of your professional capabilities. And also something I love to work through with my one-on-one consult clients is how to build a series of engagement so that those 7 gigs or 5 gigs, bring someone in at the point where they have an initial problem. Then you're working through, okay, but what problem do they need next? And I'm not going to give you the secret formula because I really love showing it with people who I'm consulting with one-on-one. And I think that this brainstorming activity is really, really effective. But anyway, the concept in its generality is to create a set of gigs that bring people in and work them through the system to continue to work with you and see you as an ongoing asset to get that ongoing collaboration. Dina says, do you keep the work done for the orders or do you delete it once you order? Or sorry, deliver. Yeah, I keep it because it's just documents. Like it doesn't take up that much space on my computer. I just have, and the other thing is it's nice because then I just can search for their username in my documents and it's like, we're on order 6. And so I can just open orders 1 through 5, refresh everything that I've already written for them. I don't have to go back into those individual orders and download it through Fiverr. So yeah, I keep all my work. If my computer gets full, like I'll delete stuff, but I haven't done a mass delete in a while. Anne says they usually delete it once the client is happy. Yeah, it just doesn't take up much space on my computer, so there's no reason to. Okay. Hopefully this question can be fit in before the end of the stream. I know. All of a sudden I kind of got a few questions. I was just putzing around. What country do you have most clients from according to Fiverr stats? I don't know. Let's see. I'm not going to, well, I will, but first let me log in and stuff in my account. So we'll go into our analytics overview. All right. I think I have to remove this picture and then I can share this picture. Oops, that's not what I want. This is way too much work to show this little screen. Okay, here's my analytics. Oops. There you go. Okay. How do you even see? So I guess I probably just have to like scroll over. So I have 7,000 sales in the US. It must be the US. UK is not even close. Canada, not, yeah. Yeah, it's no question, hands down. I guess I could have done that math anyway. I've done like 11,000 sales. So if 7,000 of them came from the US, duh, that's the most. Yeah, everything else is like, I mean, we have some single digits in South America, single digits in parts of Africa. I don't even know what the second most is. Probably Germany has 100. So we've crossed triple digits there. 614 from the UK. So I think the UK is next up. And then Canada. And then Australia. And then the US. And then Germany. That looks like my top 5. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, I think that Fiverr is mostly in the US. Is that wrong? I don't know. We have a super chat. Thank you, Dion. You super chatted last time too, and that is so generous of you. They said, I've noticed on higher ticket orders, clients can sometimes have extremely high expectations. Just delivering what they ordered is often not enough. How do you exceed client expectations? Always deliver early. And honestly, I don't like deliver extra fluffy stuff. I don't think that that's super helpful because if they aren't happy with like the quality of what the core service that they purchased is, just giving them other random fluff doesn't really solve the problem of like, if they ordered, I know you do email, so if they ordered emails and they're not happy with the email, like that's what they paid for, that's what they're sending out. If you sent them, like a free ebook about email campaign trends, like they might be like, okay, thanks. But the email still isn't like what I expect. The email still doesn't match up to what I need it to be. And it's like the okay, thanks for the other stuff doesn't really rectify the actual issue. So as I mentioned during our consulting too, Dion has done that one-on-one consulting with me. It's probably more an issue of not matching expectations with the quality that's being delivered. That's part of it, that's not matching the price that you're charging. The bigger issue, it would be that they don't have a clear picture of what they're going to expect because you're not using a portfolio, because they don't see the quality of your writing. They don't see the style of your writing. They don't know. I think we even talked about the length of the emails isn't clear to them. So if they don't have a clear expectation of what to expect, then it's not even like a difference of like high versus low expectations. It's just not matching expectations. I personally have found that the higher prices that I've charged tends to get me better clients to work with. But again, I think that that's because I have really clear expectations set so that when they come into ordering with me, they know what they're going to get. And not like in a cookie cutter way, not in a template way. Like they know that I'm going to write for their specific business and their specific situation. But like the details of exactly what I'm going to deliver are clear, and exactly what I deliver is what I do, or what I promise is what I do. So that's a little bit hard one to ask or answer. Idrisa says, thank you so much, Carrie. I will check out the course. Cool. I mean, again, no pressure, and I'm not trying to like hard sell myself here, but yeah. I mean, obviously I made the course because I think it's good. And I strongly recommend kind of the challenges that I am putting in there. And it has practical advice too. So I show my examples, real samples, for fake projects in the course, and then you'll also have an example on like your practice. Okay. I really trust you in particular. Thank you. As you said, to improve your writing, it's best to read a lot. Our magazine's okay, i.e. Vogue and GQ. If you're trying to write magazine ad copy, sure. But if you're not, then no, because every type of copywriting is written differently for different things. And this is what you should check out this video. Oh, it's the wrong screen now. Let's remove that. Do this. Okay. Wrong screen. Okay. Where did it go? It was this one. Oops, I can't see. Writing flexibility challenge. So in this Learn to Write for Anything, it was kind of proving the point that writing for all of these different types of content. Wow, that's so like dumb. But like writing for Twitter is in a completely different style than writing in the other example was what's it called? An instruction manual, technical writing, which is totally different than a creative short story, which is totally different than, what was the last one? A radio script. All of those are entirely different. So if you want to be a radio script writer and you're only looking at GQ and looking at print ads, that's not going to be helpful at all, because it's a completely different thing. It's a completely different way that people get information. It's different how they engage with you. It's different their expectations. It's different with the templates and like restrictions of that medium. It's just all different. So good question. Anne took part in the first live stream that I ever did. That was like 4 or 5 weeks ago. And I did rip her to shreds. I'm so sorry. I will always keep saying I'm sorry, but I still am so glad that you took part and you were such a good sport about it. So it was worth it in the end. We got one last question, I think. Okay. How many reviews, according to your experience, one should have on his or her profile to consider himself or herself having a good profile? Again, I think that reviews are like not your top metric, because you can be a low quality, low value, high quantity seller who has thousands of reviews that all just say, okay, good job. And they might be, some 4 stars, some 5 stars, it's mixed. You can also be like me and be a high value, high quality, low quantity seller. Someone commented today and asked how many orders I do a month. They want a goal as a new beginning copywriter of what should expect. I do about 2 projects a day, like between 1 to 3. So I'm not getting 12 reviews a day on just quick chuck it out projects. So again, my amount of reviews looks different than someone who is just churning out orders and not necessarily like investing the time or excellence or whatever. So the number of reviews is not as important as I would say the quality of the reviews, and more importantly, the quality of the experiences that you're delivering for clients. And again, look at all of those other ways that you can showcase your credibility, your excellence, your awesomeness, and convince people of that. That doesn't only happen with reviews. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Let's run through my links real fast. Here we go. I wrote a book. It's right here. It's amazing. It's awesome. Gossam. It's called Without Disruption. It is a dystopian sci-fi novel. Can't talk. Dystopian sci-fi novel. It has nothing to do with freelancing, but it is an incredible book. And if you like me, you're probably going to like this. So you can pre-order waitlist sign up at carriefrenchauthor.com. That book is going to be available for pre-order starting December 10th. And oh my God, I am so excited. It's going to publish on January 10th. If you're interested in one-on-one advising with me, again, I can't, generalities only take you so far, right? But if I talk with you personally, I can provide personal strategic advice about your specific situation. And that is available at bit.ly/Carrieblogger consult. We've also got some free resources for you. There's even more stuff than my 200 plus free YouTube videos I've got here. That is at peachpay.me/Carrieblogger. And again, if you like this channel, if you're seeing value, if it helps you build your business, if you're getting that return on investment, please consider donating just to say thank you. It takes a lot of time and effort to do this, and it helps if you support me. And then if you want to see what I do, you can visit my site at carrieblogger.com. That's my seller site. And then, of course, the copywriting course is at bit.ly/Carrieblogger course through Fiverr Learn about copywriting. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. We got thank you from Anne. Good luck with the book. Yes, I think you sent it for my list, which is exciting. I like to see that. Tamadeo says, thank you for the value you provide. Thank you. Again, if you find value in it, please consider donating to support my channel, but no pressure. And thank you, says Arslan. That's what I was doing. Wanted to know if you prefer quality over just quantity. I'm always quality over quantity. All right. Love you all. Let's hit the like button, says Adrisa. Yes, yes, yes. Share with a friend, whatever. We're almost to 10,000 subscribers. That's so exciting. And once I do, I'll make a little Discord group for you guys. Little Carrieblogger club or something. I'll come up with a name. All right. See you next week. Thank you guys.